We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
What's up? Welcome to Weird Wednesday. Y'all. How's it going, Jamie?
Hey.
Turquoise Diva says, hello. What's happening?
Just have to paste two more links.
Post and paste.
Post and paste.
Cut and paste. How's everybody been doing all week? Anything crazy going on in your neck of the woods?
Probably, but nothing that's really standing out right now that I can think of. I think I'm kind of desensitized to a lot of it.
Yeah.
I don't remember much of it anymore.
One of my articles kind of touches on that a bit.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'll hear something like, oh, yeah. And then I'll remember it completely. But right now, just like it's information overload. Like,
yeah. What do you look at? This, that. There's too much information. I like the old days.
This and that. You still don't, you see memes and we're talking like a lot of people get their news from the memes.
Yeah.
And for real, like I have to admit, I wouldn't know a lot of things was happening, even with as much stuff as I look at was happening until I started seeing it on memes. Like, oh, and that prompts me to go look it up. Like, what's this about?
Yeah, we were talking about something last week, and I was like, what? Where have I been? What? Something else? Rain, then cold. I can tell you one thing. We've had plenty of rain here in Florida, but I'll be damn if it's been cold. It's been the exact opposite. It has been hotter than Satan's anus.
Say Satan's armpit.
Yeah.
Lucifer's armpit.
Yeah, it's been ridiculous.
All right.
Took my car.
Like Florida.
What's that?
It felt like Florida here yesterday.
Man. Yeah, y'all been having hot ones too. Yeah, the humidity is, I'm like coming home today and it rained like really hard, and there are these like coquina pits on the side of the road. Lakes, whatever, ponds, whatever you want to call them. They're borrow pits, but it stopped raining. It was all calm, and it was just steam coming off the water. I was like, all right. Instead of cooling it down, it just turned it into a sauna, a swampy, gatory sauna.
What about that ocean temperature thing? How it was like Florida's oceans might get to like 120 degrees or some crazy.
I know there's supposed to be
that was going around. Did it get hot?
Something down South Florida, Miami, towards the Keys that was like 100 degrees supposedly. I don't know. It's I don't know. Let me look and see what it is right now currently. in the St. Augustine area.
Well, we have HARP, causing the Maui crap right now, probably going on. And now Europe actually has hurricanes spewing tornadoes and all this crap. Basically sounds just like Maui. Haven't had time to really read up on that.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Boiling water and boiling oceans and firestorm hurricanes.
Yeah. Well, damn it. You'd think
your cat, Tracy, and he looks just like your cat.
What's that?
Tracy's cat.
Yeah.
He has a cat that looks just like Buddy, like Day Day. He's sleeping behind the computer right now.
Well, you think this place would just tell me the water temperature at the weather station. If it is, I'm not. There it is. Okay, there it is.
Marie says that's low, a mile low for South Florida.
For the water temperature?
Yeah.
Yeah, the water temperature here is the highest it's been is about 85, 86. Well, that's not the highest it's been, but that's what it is right now. So it's not terrible. Well, speaking of that, I'll just go ahead and do a I don't know what I'm talking about. Good grief. I really don't know what I'm talking about or doing.
It's okay.
Oh, okay. Here it is over here.
You'll figure it out.
Maybe.
I got it.
All right. I think I got it figured out. I was telling Jamie I just took my next injection of Skyrizi for my psoriasis, and I'm all broke out in hives, and I'm itching like a pissed on badger. Is that itchy? I don't know. Let's see. Why isn't it working? There we go. Hawaii Inferno. Yeah, speaking of that. Speaking of,
now that you mention it.
Oh, you mention it. Yeah, that's one hell of a fire. And I got friends that live out there, and hearing what they're saying, is one thing. You see it on the news and you hear it on the news, and I don't believe shit. But when I talk to my friends and they tell me what's happening and they kind of confirm some of what I've seen on the news, kind of makes me wonder. And from day one, I thought, man, that's an awful big, out of control fire. What the hell is going on? The more I thought about it, the more questions I had. And I think a lot of people have a lot of questions. And, some of the questions have been answered supposedly, by the people in charge. They've given an excuse, but I think it's kind of a bullshit excuse. But, you hear about these new, well, they're not really new, but you hear about these weapons that can do stuff like, cause fires and stuff like that with a laser beam. And you got to wonder. And there's an article. Well, let me just read what I wrote here. I don't know. What do you guys think about the fire out there? Do you think it was just a small brush fire that got out of control?
Have I been muted that whole time?
Yeah, I think you have, because I haven't heard you say a word.
Oh, wow. I said hi to Tracy. I said how Day Day looks just like his cat. You
I heard
answered me.
that.
Though.
I heard that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was saying, yeah, because you answered me.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
They have an there's something like a radio tower, something pointed right at it. There's like a video earlier that can be used exactly for that too. Richard Vobes put a video out on it earlier. I didn't get to watch that one yet though.
Yep. Yeah. You know, whatever. Call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever, but from day one, I just had a weird feeling about this that was like, I'm just looking at it, looking at the footage, and I'm like, that's not normal.
Mhm.
You know, yeah, it's windy as shit. The wind is gonna, you know, fan the flames and blah blah blah. But
And it's hot, but it's not. Things aren't spontaneously combusting like right on the street like they want people to think because of climate. This is another way to push climate change too.
yeah, you know,
And
that's
you
what
see
they're
how
saying.
much the land is going for, and how people are now trying to buy the land out from people. Just like how if your land is deemed polluted, the government can seize your property and move the citizens. They're saying, "Oh, fact check, that's not true because there's no laws that state that." Yeah, no laws about it yet. It doesn't mean that's not what's going on. And the same goes for damaged property like this. And so like they're talking about all these different celebrities that and the amount of land, what it's worth. It's just definitely fishy.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot that's fishy, you know. Why is there talk about Hawaii being a first smart city? Have you heard that one? There's an article from 2017 or 2018 talking about, you know, Hawaii is going to host the first smart city or AI city. There's
No
articles,
shit.
yeah, there's articles from 2018 about it. So it's not new news. You would have to get rid of or remove all the mom and pop businesses and the locals that, you know, that town in on Maui is like, you know, one of the oldest towns in the Hawaiian Islands. And there's a lot of people that live there that, you know, are locals that have been there forever, you know, and their families. And Maui's one of those islands that the people there, they, you know, they don't want to sell their land.
Mm-mm.
And they've been offered and offered and offered, and, you know, they don't want to sell it. They don't want the Howleys. They don't want the White Devils coming
Nope.
in, you know, taking over their island. And
It's a pretty big deal.
yeah, so, well, okay, they won't sell it. Well,
Did you see how that guy wrote a book in like 2 days too, and he had it published about the Maui fires?
yeah, how is that possible? It takes longer than that to get freaking.
Even if AI wrote it.
It takes longer than that to get it published on Amazon. You know, that's like a 2 to 3 day process in itself, at the very least.
Oh damn.
Anyways,
Okay.
they'd have to remove all the mom and pop shops, get rid of all the locals, you know, that wouldn't want a smart city, a new, you know, whatever host city like this. There's other things like the Maui chief, John Pelletier, Maui police chief. He urges patient prayers and perseverance as teams painstakingly search the ashes in the seaside community for the remains of scores of victims from the deadliest U.S. fire in more than 100 years. The weird thing about that guy, John Pelletier, is he was also, it's the kind of message that he used before. Almost the same thing exactly that he said in the aftermath of another American tragedy, the 2017 Las Vegas mass shooting that left 58 dead and hundreds injured. Pelletier was a Las Vegas police captain, one a gunman with military-style rifles, which that whole thing was a whole fishy shit box as well. But he started shooting people at the country music jamboree out of a hotel window into a crowd of 22,000 people. blah, 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 blah. Anyway, police chief there is now the chief of police in Maui. So this is his second, coincidence? I've heard there's containers of supplies that are just sitting there
Mhm.
and can't be distributed because of rules.
Exactly. See, you know what's up. You know what's up.
Yep. And I talked to one of my friends that lives there, and they said, yeah.
Why won't they let them? And they won't let no reporters in either.
Yeah, they're real fishy, but they're letting tourists in again now. And now the locals are kind of pissed because, they're like mourning the loss of their whole town, their house, everything they own, and a bunch of their family, friends, and all that, so they're kind of in mourning.
This
But
is
yet-
sacred land to these people. This is sacred. This is everything. Everything has like meaning. It's just, it goes beyond just
Yeah.
a fire.
Yep. And I talked to my friend that lives out there, and he confirmed it. He was like, yeah, because there's containers of supplies here, but because of red tape, regulations and red tape, they can't release them to the people that need them. So yeah, that's always good when you donate money or food or whatever to Red Cross, and and then FEMA comes in. You think you're doing a good job when you donate to the Red Cross, but then you get shit like this where your whatever donations, however much of
But
that
the 700 should cover it that they get, right?
Yeah. Well, he said there's also trucks coming in with supplies that aren't being allowed in. And they're like, it's water, it's this, it's that, it's free, it's for the people. Nope, won't let them in. When has there been, an occurrence like this, a mass just shit show, fire, hurricane, whatever, and you're going to let water and food and stuff not be distributed? I mean, there's a time and a place for rules and shit, but there's also a time where you just say, fuck it, fuck the rules, let the food and the water go.
This is like life and death. This is just beyond barbaric.
Yep.
This is not right. This is not right.
So the government summit, 2023 government summit, they're talking about the whole island wanting to be governed by AI, outlined in the Hawaii Digital Government Summit of 2023. They just plan to host another one next month on Monday, September 25th. So they're already talking about making it a host city. It's like they're just telling you, and we planned this, but we can't say that. No, it was a fire. We were just waiting for the opportunity. Yeah, it says some locals try to deliver supplies to Maui from other islands or on the same island, but around the other side, blah blah blah. And nope, they couldn't come in. And one truck was held up at gunpoint, and all their supplies were taken. And I saw a reporter that said this, and they didn't know if it was the locals or the government or what, but they stopped them at gunpoint, took all of their shit. And there was a hotel, a restaurant that was opened. They had food, they had, stuff. They were making breakfast, lunch, and dinner for free to anybody that needed food. And their restaurant was broken into. Everything was taken, including a lot of the equipment. So yeah, so much for thinking everything was hunky dory.
And you know what? When you Google Hawaii to be governed by AI, everything that comes up, the first thing one day ago, Yahoo News, no evidence Hawaii wildfires set to create 15-minute smart cities. Leadstories.com. Fact check. Hawaii Digital Government Summit was not planned to rebuild Yaya.
Yeah.
Fact check. False USA Today. False claim. 15-minute cities plan will confine residents. So this is when they're shutting it down like this and they don't want people to know. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just a lot of, like I say, from day one, I was like, something ain't right. And, it's a fire. What do? You call the fire trucks. Fire trucks come. They open the fire hydrants and there's no water. The siren that was tested 2 days before the event.
What?
There was no water in the fire hydrants.
What?
Yeah. And they said, oh, that's because of water, like a water rule that, they just made some bullshit up. Yeah, there's no water coming out of the fire hydrants.
No.
They said they couldn't get water. I'm like, wait a minute. It's a fucking beach town.
Yeah.
Right on the coast.
You're on a fucking island.
Yeah, it's an island. It's surrounded by water. Granted, salt water, but whatever. When the shit's hitting the fan, I piss on the spark plug if I thought it'd help. So, yeah, no water. The warning siren didn't go off. Never went off. They tested it 2 days before. It worked fine. Yeah. All the people are saying there was no warning. I don't know. They were like, oh, that's because of, global warming. Everything was so warm and dry that once the fire started, it just went crazy.
Yeah, it just went up like an inferno.
Yeah. I'm not buying it.
No.
I'm just not buying. I'm not buying what they selling.
And those are the things I think before I see it pop up places. So it's not getting influenced because, someone's seeing this stuff and I see a headline. I'm like, oh, that must be. No, this is my common sense talking to me. And then other people seem to think the same thing. And then the stuff comes out.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, whatever. I don't know the truth. I may never know the truth. But
common sense is this ain't right.
But what if the truth came out and it was something like this? That means our own government is killing our own citizens.
Like 9/11?
Yeah. What's that going to do? I mean, what's that going to do to people? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the whole 9/11 thing. I mean, that was some fishy shit, but they never really kept up with it. There's still.
I saw that footage down at the street where they had that one camera view and you could see the bottom and you could see right as it goes right before it collapses, a spark, like going off, and then it comes completely down from the bottom, like when they take down a casino or something. That was like such a planned. You see that and it's like, come on, come on. No matter what anybody says about anything, take it all away. Just look at that right there and just be like, common sense.
It's like, wow, that looks like a planned demolition.
That's exactly.
Except for kickers, let's leave a shitload of people in the building when we do it. Yeah.
And send in our first responders.
Yeah. You got to make it, play it all the way through. Make it look real. But yeah, I don't know, man. A lot of shit going on in the world today. And sooner or later, people are going to get sick of it.
That's what's happening. That's really what's happening. And yeah.
Yeah.
There's no other way. It's not going to just stop. And this machine is not going to stop. And if people just sit there and then just let it go and whatever, it's just going to steamroll over. It's just going to keep going. It's going to take something completely crazy to even give us a fighting chance in hell.
Yeah. And yeah, like you say, there's green trees. There's a house that, nice green lawn, everything. And everything around it is just a charred mess. And I don't know how that happens. I don't know how when, they're talking about it and they're like, it's not a normal fire. It wasn't a normal wildfire. This one was hot enough to melt cars and melt this, melt metal. And I'm like, yeah, that's not normal. Like you just said, that's not normal. I don't know, maybe, I mean, I've seen tornado damage or hurricane damage where one house is leveled. There's not even a brick left, and the other house 30 feet away from it is totally fine. I don't know how that happens. Maybe that's what happened here. But yeah, I was looking at it. I'm like, man, holy crap, that place is devastated. Look at that. There's a nice house with a nice green lawn and a pool, palm trees. The hell did they do? Shake hands with the devil and make a special deal or what? But yeah, boats on the water burning. Okay, boats in the harbor. The wind's blowing offshore. It's blowing all that fire. Maybe it's going to blow ashes and coals and whatever out in the water, and boats might start on fire. But then the boats that were further out, some of them caught on fire. And I heard there was a submarine that wasn't underwater, but there was a submarine out there, and I heard it caught on fire. And I'm trying to figure out how that could even happen.
What?
I don't know if that's true or not. I may be total
The
bullshit.
submarine caught on fire?
Yeah, it wasn't underwater. It was, it was just like there. But I mean, the hell does a submarine catch on fire? They don't make those out of pine.
No, and if it caught on fire, I think it would maybe have like a pretty bad something would happen, like from the pressure of everything inside. It has to be inside of it, right? Because there's not flammable pieces hanging off of a submarine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm calling bullshit on it. That's my opinion. Probably knock us off YouTube for that and Facebook. Had one friend that posted that, and
of course,
they took him down.
Just like the solar flares will probably take out our internet pretty soon. The internet apocalypse.
Yep.
Getting everybody used to the idea now by beating it in everybody's heads every single week, how we just had this large class CME class geostorm hit Earth. Now we're getting the reports of radio blackouts across North America. Just started last week. Like, here we go.
Yep.
Stupid asses, man.
Line them up.
Yep. Well, we have a disc-shaped UFO hovers over town as panic residents fear an alien invasion.
Running through the streets naked.
A video of a giant disc-shaped UFO hovering over a town has prompted panic about an alien invasion. Eerie footage shot at night shows the strange object hovering in the sky surrounded by a glowing halo. The video was posted on a social media and immediately caused a frenzy of panic and speculation about what the mystery craft could be. Filmed in eastern Mexico, some unnerved locals have suggested the slow-moving apparition could have been alien intruders. Reports suggested the UFO was also spotted in some neighboring states. The 17-second clip was shared by a TikToker where it went viral, attracting more than 4.5 million views and more than 5,000 comments. She wrote, "Has anyone else seen this somewhere? That thing that you see there began to make," I think they're talking about the video. "That thing that you see there began to make a circle and disappeared to later become a very small star and continue advancing. One local joked it was just some jackass making a joke. Another, and then some other stupid commenter. And then they talk about the Navy pilot and all that stuff. So we can show it and see what everybody thinks." Elbow room.
Güey, no mames que se hizo un pinche UFO. Verga, güey. ¿Qué? Un pinche extraterrestre, güey. Es que ve cómo se está abriendo eso. Ay, no, la mía, güey.
That's pretty freaky looking. Damn it.
Güey, no mames que se hizo un pinche UFO. Verga, güey. ¿Qué? Un pinche extraterrestre, güey. Es que ve cómo se está abriendo eso. Ay, no, la mía, güey.
So is that halo like a reflection off of it?
I don't know.
Because it's like moving with the thing. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it starts out really small and just gets bigger.
And it's not just like a glow coming off of it. It's like a perfect halo.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like a headlight of anything either. I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe a balloon or a portal?
Yeah, that's pretty weird looking. That's well, hell, let's just do kind of goes into my next article, sort of. Which is this one right here. Not that one, this one. Jeez, man, jump through the hoops.
I think she does.
Yeah, are aliens real? People online don't really seem to care either way. Just like we were talking about, you know, it's like there's so many things going on. You know, you don't know which way to look anymore. I like the old days when you used to just go out and play and do whatever you wanted, and you come in and 6 o'clock. This is tonight's news with Walter Cronkite. You know, you know, and then you see the news again at 11, and other than that, you didn't see news. You know,
I'm gonna cry. I'm so nostalgic.
yeah. Well, this one, you know, speaking of so much going on, the news that the government may be in possession of non-human biological matter and UFOs was met with surprising apathy online. The House Oversight Committee on National Security, the Border, Foreign Affairs, held a hearing on UFOs, officially known as Unidentified Anomalous Phenomenon, or UAPs. On Wednesday, lawmakers called for more transparency about the UAPs and raised national defense concerns. While the Defense Department said there's no evidence linking UAPs to aliens yet, many social media users took to the hearing as proof that aliens exist. The hearing did spawn a lot of memes, but many of them signaled low, uninterested users were in the findings. UFOs, previously a hot topic, especially for conspiracy theorists, are now almost too mundane to break through the news cycle. Some users said many conspiracy theories going on right now. We aren't even fascinated by Area 51 anymore, one person wrote. they're announcing that aliens are real and not one person moved. Like we as a species have caused so much nonsense in the idea of extraterrestrials, it doesn't even phase us anymore, one person said. Amid the harsh realities of Earth, a few people appeared ready for alien abduction and begged the aliens to come take them away. Can aliens take me back with them? Earth kind of sucks lately, one Twitter user said. And is it Twitter or is it X?
I think it's X.
Yeah, I still don't know. See, I'm out of the loop. I don't care. They could name it XJP, Elemental Q, whatever. My Twitter feed pops up first thing in the morning when I wake up, and I just have to turn myself away from it now because, like, I hate waking up and going, I haven't even had coffee yet, and I'm just laying there trying to wake up, and I look at my Twitter feed, and I'm like, well, that just pisses me off. Start the day.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, like I have to stop now. So I don't know. Are aliens real? Does anybody care? I think they're real.
Yeah.
You know? But like I said, one could land in my backyard. I could go take pictures of it and post, and everybody'd be like, that's photoshopped, Rob. It's a good Photoshop, but your skills have improved. But come on, be real.
I think it could land in front of like a lot of people. And if the right person just says like whatever, like, oh, that's not really what you're looking at, they'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. There's aliens. They're going to land on the White House lawn, and they're giving away gift cards and free PlayStations. Did you see that dude in the news? Look, I'm all blurry. It's kind of how I feel right now.
No.
You didn't see that guy? Yeah, I can't even remember his name. Anybody see that guy in the I think it was New York. He's a, what do they call him? An influencer. I've never even heard of the guy before. I guess he was some, I don't know, rapper dude or something. I don't know. But he made some posts on TikTok and Twitter and YouTube and all that he was going to be in New York, and he had gift certificates and PlayStation 5s that he was giving away, and a shit ton of people showed up. Like thousands of people. And of course, you know,
that's kind of brilliant.
You know what happens when thousands of people gather and
they get pissed and fight
and start looting. You know, let's loot the food truck. Let's loot this. Let's do that. You know,
I want the value of my PlayStation I didn't get, and then some.
Yeah, like, I mean, okay, he's going to give away, you know, he said he's going to give away some PlayStations. Obviously, he's not going to give away like 5,000 of them.
I'll give one away to like a buddy of his, like they do at the Christmas parties with the raffles.
Yeah. But the police got him and took him in, charged him with, I don't know, a bunch of shit. They said if he would have just, you know, told him what he was doing so they could have prepared for it, that would have been one thing, you know.
Like, come on down here and you could have the chance to win a PlayStation.
Yeah, he just rolled up, no permit, no nothing. Rioting ensued.
Well, again, with so much stuff, it's hard to keep up. I don't remember if we actually did this fireball. It's not the one last week. I looked. That one was like Louisiana, I think. Might be one Jason did, might be one we did. But it's an update on one of the mystery fireballs. Of course, the Russians get the blame. The truth behind Russia. The truth behind a mysterious fireball that was spotted shooting through the night sky above Australia has finally emerged, and the Russians are to blame. Eyewitnesses reported the blazing trail of light in Melbourne earlier this week. They report the light burned for about a minute before the object broke into pieces. People nearby heard a boom sound around this time. Videos of the fireball soon emerged on social media. One was captioned, I was a little scared for a moment there. Seagulls went nuts too. Series of very loud sonic booms a couple of minutes after. Other people online reported feeling the ground shake, while some even thinking there had been an earthquake. Experts and normal citizens were all confused as to what it was, with theories ranging from meteor to space junk. Yesterday, Tuesday, August 8th, the Australian Space Agency took to X, formerly Twitter, to put some of that confusion to bed, revealing the fireball was likely the remnants of a Russian rocket coming back down to Earth. Never fear. The statement read, "We have determined the flashes of light seen across Melbourne skies overnight were likely the remnants of a Russian Soyuz-2 rocket re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. Launch of that rocket occurred from a spot earlier in the evening. According to Russian authorities, the launch placed a new generation GLONASS K2 global navigation satellite into orbit. This launch was notified, and remnants of the rocket were planned to safely re-enter the atmosphere into the ocean off the southeast coast of Tasmania. Other experts have pointed to the Perseid meteor shower, which is due to peak over the coming days. Which I did see a couple shooting stars from that meteor shower. So that's what it was, a Russian rocket. But if you look at that one, that does look like a Russian rocket, not like a green meteorite. I mean, not a Russian rocket, but a rocket. It had all the long, jaggedy lights.
Yeah, bunch of boxes with free shit. Hand them out. Hey, it
Literal
says free shit.
Dumbasses, that's what they get.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear how the Maui fire was Trump's fault.
Oh,
Because why not? Why not blame it on Trump? You know, we blame everything else on.
add that to his list of charges.
Yeah. Yeah, Trudeau. What a fucking whack job that dude's turned out to be.
Who's that?
Trudeau in Canada. Talk about your dictatorship. I think those people are starting to hate him with a passion.
Oh, Marital. I thought it said Marshall. Right, Marital? People are there's going to be an a lot of people are going to stand up, and there's going to be an awakening.
Get up, stand up. Bob sang it. Well, there's this one. You know, here's something that's not just the total shitstorm of disaster for the world. It's remarkably well-preserved dinosaur embryo found inside of a fossilized egg.
I saw this a month ago, and the first thing I thought was it looked like something 3D printed to me.
Kind of does. This fossil is remarkably well preserved. Let's see, where is the article? Oh, the incredibly rare specimen was found collecting dust in the back room of a museum in China. Sometimes the most impressive discoveries are made when researchers re-examine fossils found decades ago. And the latest such find is a perfect example of this. Dating back between 66 and 72 million years ago, the embryo, which is believed to belong to a group of feathered, toothless theropod dinosaurs known as a Vibrasaurus, I guess is the way it's pronounced, maybe not, was found unexpectedly in the storage room of a museum in China where it had been sitting for over 10 years. Dubbed baby yingling, the embryo exhibits a posture similar to that of a modern bird embryo, which would engage in a series of maneuvers known to, oh boy,
I didn't know at first that it was in a fossilized egg. I thought for some reason it was in a rock like that. I thought that,
yeah.
so that kind of actually makes some.
Says it does a series of maneuvers right before coming out, known as tucking, shortly before hatching out. This little prenatal dinosaur looks just like a baby bird curled in its egg, which is yet more evidence that many features characteristic of today's birds first evolved in their dinosaur ancestors, said study author Professor Steve Brusate. Due to the rarity of the find, however, researchers will need to examine other examples in order to reach out any definitive conclusion about the nature of the dinosaur embryo. This new exceptional fossil embryo hints that some early developmental behaviors, tucking, often considered as uniquely avian, may be rooted in more deeply in the theropod. Good God, AI needs to learn how to write. More deeply rooted in the theropod lineage, the team wrote. Did the team write it, or did Dr. AI write it?
Chatbot.
But yeah, exactly.
The birds do what now? They tuck? They do tucking?
And it's some maneuver they do right before they hatch. Like, I guess they tuck.
Oh, in the shell. I was thinking of flying, like tucking the feet up or something.
But yeah, I mean, if it's real, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool possible. I guess somebody found it a long
that'd
time
be
ago.
badass if that was real.
Yeah. I guess somebody found it a long time ago and it's just been sitting on the shelf in some warehouse in China. What's that? I don't know. Some dusty old dinosaur fossil. I'll give you $5 for it. Okay.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. You always hear about what's under the Vatican. What's the Vatican hiding in their warehouse?
Like, why couldn't that be real? You know?
Yeah. Man, I am itching like.
Did you know there's actual groups of people that deny the existence of dinosaurs? Like, they actually hate it and are very serious about it?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that about? Why
Yeah.
are they so angry by it?
That's not how the earth was. It's not how the earth was made.
But they don't think there was actual dinosaurs?
No, because time didn't exist that far back. The earth isn't that old. Don't you know?
Oh.
Oh, man.
So that, like, questions their theory, like that, not questions, but challenges their theory, and so they don't like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know. Pretty hard to deny. I mean, I've got megalodon teeth. That's not a dinosaur, but it's still, millions of years old. I mean, it's a huge ass shark. It's a dinosaur of the ocean. What I'm holding a tooth. Is this shit somebody made up in hobby class? Is it not real?
Well, this one I just thought was an interesting story. Woman stabbed 16 times by a man hiding in basement for 26 hours, says that a ghost saved her.
Nice.
I don't know how to say that name though. Alish. I'm just going to say Alish make it easier. Was stabbed 16 times in the neck, torso, and arms by her ex-boyfriend, who had refused to accept the relationship was over, and then took his own life following the horrific attack in Colorado. piece of shit.
Yeah.
A school teacher who was stabbed 16 times by her ex-boyfriend has claimed she was saved by the ghost of a woman who died in her hometown and says she's seen shadow people ever since the attack. 25-year-old Elise Poe from Fort Collins, Colorado, opened up about her traumatic experience during a podcast series. She also spoke about the paranormal activity she has faced ever since. On November 4th, 2020, Elise was stabbed repeatedly in her neck, torso, and arms during a vicious attack by her suicidal ex-boyfriend, Jonathan. The 25-year-old had broken into her home while she was at work and had lie in wait for 26 hours in her crawl space. He pounced on her, who was dressed in pink flamingo pattern pajamas and matching slippers, when she went to check on her pet rabbit. She recounted what happened to police, but left out one detail. During what she thought were her final moments, she claims to have seen 3 crystal clear ghosts of people who had died in her lifetime. She also said one of them helped her reach her phone as she struggled to stay alive. Jonathan had turned up at the home with a backpack full of snacks, water, and books before jumping on Elise as she walked down the stairs. He attacked her without saying anything or showing any expression, and hours later he jumped 150 feet from a cliff edge. Elise tried fighting back, screaming as he slammed her head against a wall and stabbed her. She'd lost huge amounts of blood and was pleading with him to stop when she tried her last resort, playing dead. She lay in a pool of her own blood, crying for several minutes until she was sure her ex had left, telling officers she managed to find her phone and call 911 despite having lost the ability to use her arms. Almost 3 years after the horrific attack and 10 surgeries later, Alicia's opened up about her paranormal experiences in a 5-episode series of Otherworld podcast hosted by Jack Wagner. She explained how a 3-month summer fling with that guy, I don't want to keep saying his name and giving him any sort of anything. She was having a summer fling with him at the time, 2 years older than her, had turned into a near-death experience. She said she believes that her brush with death has opened the door to another world inhabited by shadow people. Alicia, originally from Fate, Texas, said her and him first met 2 years before when they both were working with children at a summer camp. The relationship was initially light and fun, but Alicia said he soon became demanding something more serious, which she, just 23 at the time, was not ready for. She said she was very upfront with him from the start, but their relationship turned sour with him yelling at her and his friends over small disagreements. Things started taking a more sinister turn when Elise tried to break up with him. He refused to accept the relationship was over and would constantly turn up at her house with chocolate and flowers and leave her chilling voicemails that he loved her. A few months later, he appeared to have given up, and Elise thought she was in the clear. But on November 3rd, 2020, the day before the vicious attack, he texted Elise saying he wanted to reconcile still. So she was unaware at the time that while he was sending her these messages, he was lying in wait in her home, conspiring to kill her, having broken through a ground floor window. Elise said, "I got home from work and realized the basement door was open, which was weird at first, but I really didn't think it was too bizarre that it was open. I just closed it and didn't think too much of it." Then she went to change into her pajamas and went to check on her pet bunny Boomer. Then she heard a noise and turned around to see him charging towards her. So anyhow, they go on to say how the brutal attack that he put on her, to the point where she started trying to get into his head. She was being very specific with what she was saying, calling him by his name because he was so detached. She all of a sudden had to decide that she was going to have to fight back because this is like a complete brutal situation. Okay. So she saw him leave, letting the door hit her body on his way out. She began a frantic search for her phone, but soon realized her left arm, it says ATM, but her left arm didn't work, and she could only use her fingers on her right. And she knew her chances of survival were slipping away. She lay back feeling that she was at death's door, and that's when some strange stuff started happening. She recalled seeing a carousel of people appear in a doorway 2 feet from where she was lying in a pool of her own blood. Among them, she saw 3 ghosts of people she had lost within her lifetime. My paternal grandmother was standing right there, she remembered. She was standing there just kind of quaintly smiling at me. She didn't wave or anything like that. Elise said she felt comforted and even joyful to see her grandmother, Jeannie, who she never got to say goodbye to. She said her grandmother was standing tall and just there, so clearly there. And then she wasn't. Oh, and then she wasn't, she continued. She was just gone. And a second later, as if Jeannie faded out, the next person faded in. Her high school best friend, Vicky, who had taken her life in February of 2020, appeared next. She said she was also just standing there, and the same as Jeannie, she had this comforting smile on her face. I felt so effing happy to see her because she committed suicide. I'm still grieving for her 3 years later, but it felt like a bonus time, even just for a few seconds, or 5 seconds, or however long it was to see her and be near her again. The third ghost, however, was less comforting. 32-year-old Alyssa Burkett was murdered by her ex-boyfriend, who stabbed and shot her in broad daylight just a month before. When I saw her, I felt no comfort, Elish said. I felt just an overwhelming sense of urgency, of she is here to warn me. Do not let this be you. This can't be you. She was there for a reason. She was there to get me out of there. The other 2 were smiling and happy, but when I saw Alyssa, her eyes were like bulging out of her head. She looked frantic. It was urgent. Elish said Alyssa pushed the air with her hands, continuing. When that happened, it felt like her energy was passing through me. The next thing I know, she literally pulled me up, and I was sitting upright. Elish managed to get hold of her phone and tried to type in the number for emergency services, but she said my fingers were so soaked with blood I couldn't type anything. It wasn't sensing my touch on the screen. She remembered how to pull up an emergency SOS option, pressing in the volume and lock buttons. However, she was unable to use the slider due to the blood covering her hands, so she resorted to using her nose. When she finally heard the call go through, she said, I just rolled onto my back, so relieved. Elish said the people had a lot of opinions on what she saw, but she said in reality they weren't there. They don't know. Months after her attack, Elish began seeing what she called shadow people, which others around her can't see. She said, I started seeing these shadowy figures. They used to only be in the corner of my eye. Then it kind of escalated to seeing them in front of me as clear as can be, but also not clear because it was a staticky type person, a figure always in the shape of a human. I've seen them probably 50 and 100 times, like a lot. They never approach me apart from one specific time, and the second I start to walk towards it or acknowledge it, it's just gone. Elish has dismissed what she sees as a result of PTSD, saying, I think because I almost crossed over, because it was so close, maybe those shadow people are people who are in between of crossing over and they're in the middle of somewhere. Maybe that's why I can see them. Her experience has left her believing in an afterlife. Her experience has left her believing in an afterlife of some form. Elish said she's always been open to the idea of something paranormal or something out there after death, but is even more open to it now. I definitely don't have it figured out, but I think seeing two of my favorite people in the entire world in that really, really dire moment opened up everything more. It made me feel like people and souls are out there for us in ways we don't understand, she said. Elish has said as she recovers from the mental and physical scars of her ordeal, she's been haunted less frequently by the shadow people.
Could be.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, I've had that. Where you see them out of the corner of your eye. And then as time progresses, you start seeing them more and more. Not out of the corner of your eye. Yeah, that guy kind of looks like a nut job.
Right?
If I can't have you, no one will. That's when she should have had a pistol and pulled out, stuck it in his face and pulled the trigger. Is that graphic enough? Facebook?
Yeah, I can't. Man. People like him.
Yeah. There's not a hell deep enough.
But I think because she was so close, that's probably why she's seeing the shadow. Because you think about it, like when we talk about NDEs and stuff, and as children, we see these things happen afterwards and stuff like that. But if you have it later on in life, you see shadow people and stuff too. And what if it is like some sort of like in between that you're seeing, or something popping in and out of like a dimension or a time slip, or
Yeah. Well, at least she had some good ones that helped her.
it sounds like the other two were doing that comforting thing, like when you feel so loving and happy that you want to go into the light, and there was like, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Come on, don't let him do this to you.
Yeah.
I didn't get to survive. I didn't get this chance.
Yeah. Well, this is kind of an update from a story we did last week, which changed a bit now. Back in Peru, we go again. Peru prosecutor accuses illegal gold mining gangs of posing as 7-foot aliens to terrorize locals. We kind of touched on that, last week. But let's see, where is the daggone mark?
Well, that makes sense.
Peru's national prosecutor. It does, but I'll tell you why it doesn't here after I read this.
Right.
Peru's national prosecutor's office is accusing gold mining gangs. What gang you in? I'm in a gold mine gang, bitches. Of staging flying alien attacks designed to terrorize local residents. Local in Alto Nene, a hamlet of about 3,000 people in the northern Amazon basin, reported seeing armored and floating 7-foot aliens wearing dark-colored hoods flying around since mid-July. Some claimed the creatures were impervious to bullets. Many speculated it was the face peelers, a local superstition, or green goblins. But the prosecutor's office suspects the aliens are members of a local gold mining gang, and they believe the gangs are hoping to invoke fear in the locals to keep them inside their homes and away from their illegal gold mines.
Oh no, what they would normally do, it's just like if you have a pot farm or something, you do things to keep people out of your area.
Yeah.
Especially, when they're doing like, diamond mining or gold mining in some places, it can be, you'll get shot.
Yep.
But not like trying to scare residents inside the home.
Yeah. They speculated that the gangs are using jetpacks to reach more unattainable spots in the
What?
Jetpack Gang. Jetpack Gold Gang. It's going to be the name of my new band. Jetpack Gold Gang. Yeah, they're using jetpacks to acquire more unattainable spots in the dense jungles near the Nene River to mine for more gold. They would be using state-of-the-art technology such as thrusters that allow people to fly, Carlos Castro Quintina said, the Peruvian government's prosecutor investigating the case. Alto Nene is rich in gold where the metal is deposited in riverbeds. Quintanilla, a specialized prosecutor for environmental matters in the Loreto region, which includes Alto Nene, told RPP that these gangs do 80% of their illegal business in the Nene River Basin. Oh boy, here's a good one. Haro Ritigal Avila, something like that, the leader of the Iquitu indigenous people who live in the region, was the first to call them in aliens, telling the radio station that they were frightened by what's happening in the community. I have shot him twice, and he does not fall, but rises and disappears, he told the RRP. A 15-year-old girl was reportedly cut on the neck in one of the attacks and an attempted kidnapping and required treatment at a hospital. The Iquitu community has asked for military to intervene, and blah, blah, blah. They're just saying that gold mining is largely unregulated in Peru. Artisanal mining boomed when the company hit a financial crisis in 2008, causing the gold to be more profitable than drug trafficking. Gold mining gangs have been expelled from the neighboring countries of Brazil and Colombia. Okay, so not aliens, nothing to see here. Move along. It's cartel gangs using jetpacks. Okay, I can go with that. Okay, they're wearing hoods and they look to be 7 foot tall, and they have big yellow eyes. Okay, I get it. They're wearing a costume, right? But when the leader says, I have shot them twice and they do not fall, they seem to be, as mentioned a couple times, they seem to be impervious to bullets. Okay, maybe they're gold gang members that have jetpacks. They're wearing hoodies and a costume to make them look like an alien with a big head and yellow eyes, and they're wearing bulletproof vests. It's getting a little hard to believe. Again, it's getting like next level. I don't know.
It's an insult to our intelligence.
It could be people fucking with them, but if they've actually shot them, and I saw one thing with the guy and he said, I shot him, I didn't miss, I hit him and it didn't do anything. I mean, that's some high-tech technology if you can make yourself impervious to bullets. And not to mention, it takes balls to dress up in a costume and get your jetpack and go fly around some village where
jetpack. Go get your jetpack.
And go fly around some village where they're going to be shooting your ass and throwing shit at you. That's pretty ballsy move. If it's just a person, gold gang members. What are we doing tonight? We ride. We going to the village. Get your
tonight we fly, bitches.
And don't forget your bulletproof pants.
Your level 3 helm.
Exactly. Level 3 helmet. Yeah. Level 3 backpack. Level 3 jetpack.
Shit.
I don't know, man. I can maybe it's gold gangs, people do crazy shit for money and whatever, but
not to this extent. It's to like keep rival gangs away, not the community.
Yeah.
Indoors.
I mean, I can see it all, I can see costumes and big heads and red glowing feet and jetpacks.
It's like a Halloween decoration.
But then what do they, do they draw straws? Do the gold
I
gang members
was going
draw
to go
straws?
up in it.
It's like, all right, who's flying tonight? I don't know. Ah, shit, I got the short straw again. Damn it. Yeah, I mean, who's going to volunteer to put a Halloween costume on to look like an alien and go fly your jetpack where people are going to be shooting at you?
In a crazy ass place.
Go hide up in the
You were
trees.
just chilling, and all of a sudden, this guy comes over the tree lines. They're just like,
Yeah. I don't know, man. Pew, pew, pew. Exactly. Crazy.
well, things are so crazy that even the universe seems to be saying, WTF. Scientists appear to have found a gigantic question mark in space. Zoom in on a stunning new image from the James Webb Space Telescope, and you might be in for a little surprise. There, in the background of spectacular star birth, lurks a circle and a blob of light, and a curlicue, and a blob of light in the shape of an English punctuation mark, the question mark. It's unclear exactly what the object is, but it's relatively far away. Generally speaking, the redder an object appears in a field image, the greater its distance. This is because of the accelerating expansion of the universe. Because the accelerating expansion of the universe stretches light as it travels towards us, lengthening it into the redder parts of the spectrum. The two blobs appear to be roughly the same color, raising the intriguing possibility that they could be two distant galaxies interacting. This is a phenomenon that we see a fair bit in the universe, and the gravitational interplay can pull such galaxies into interesting elongated shapes. Some of them even look like other things. The antenna galaxies look a little like a mirrored base clef, which kind of looks a bit like the top of a part of a question mark also. ARP-23 looks a bit like a rose, and ARP-Mador 2026 424 looks like a spooky skull. They're not those things, of course. They just appear to be due to a quirk of human perception known as pareidolia, which we see patterns and meaning in random arrangements of elements. We don't often see something that looks quite so neatly like a punctuation mark, but up close, the cosmic question mark may look very different. We may just have the perfect combination of distance and perspective to make the two objects look like something that's meaningful to us. If the universe were to have a mascot, though, we'd nominate the cosmic question mark. Has there ever been another object that so beautifully sums up our boundless curiosity for the boundless realms above? And then they tell you where you can download, or what so eloquently explains like what's going on in this damn world right now.
I'm going to have to question that.
I'm going to have to question that.
It's pretty trippy.
Like a big neon light.
Yeah. Blink, blink. No vacancy. No vacancy.
Girls, girls, girls.
Yeah. At the dollhouse in Fort Lauderdale.
I know, it's pretty badass, huh? I think it's kind of cool.
Yep.
It just blows the article at the bottom. Swipes by a radio flare, just knocked out radio waves, blah, blah, blah. But it swiped away too quick.
Bada boom. Most inconvenient convenience store on earth.
Oh.
I wouldn't go there to get a Slim Jim. I'm just saying. Or a bag of chips or a Slurpee.
or a pack of Newports.
I would quit smoking if that was the only place to get cigarettes.
What about a scratcher?
Nope.
Really need that lottery? Hey, it's always the weird out of the area places that end up with the winners, right?
That's true. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on this one though. Yeah, will you grab me a beer up there? Hell no. Hot Pocket. A couple of those rotisserie hot dogs. No.
I'm stuck on like a hiccup burp halfway in between two. A shop dubbed the most inconvenient convenience store on earth has gone viral for its mind-blowing location. Located in a national geological park in China, the shop is located a whopping 120 meters or 393 feet above the ground on the side of a sheer cliff face. The small wooden shop's purpose is to provide nutrition to climbers in the park as they make their way up the brutal rock. Images of the remarkable spot have recently been posted to the social media platform X. Science Girl wrote, in China, 120 meters up the side of a cliff, there's a shop. It supplies climbers with essential snacks, refreshments, and sustenance during their ascent. Workers replenish the store using zip lines to offer a unique shopping experience with this fusion of sustenance and scenery. Chinese state media outlet CCTV reports that the shop sells things like packets of crisps. People have taken to the comment sections of the X post to express their amazement at the bizarre retail outlet. And then it gives everybody stupid comments.
Yeah, I'd be up there. I'd be climbing up there, going up to the window and saying, do you have an extra pair of shorts in there? Because I've already pooped in mine.
Got any gray poop on?
Got any gray poop on? Yes, running down my leg.
Ew, and mustard.
Mustard. Yep. Yeah. No. I watched the other day. I watched one of those videos of the guys that climb antennas. And you know, I can watch a lot of stuff and it doesn't bother me. Those things, man, they like. I thought I was gonna have a freaking anxiety attack.
Antennas?
Yeah, like big ass antennas where they got to climb up there, change the light on the very top. Somebody's got to do it.
How much do they get paid?
Not enough. I don't know, but it's probably not enough.
I had a family member. I think my grandpa. It was like the Bay Bridge. He did like the light bulbs. And then I have a friend that works on the bridges way at the top. He takes pictures like looking down. They're not strapped in on nothing. Makes me feel sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that, man.
No. I get 3 feet up on a ladder and I'm done.
I'm like 3 rungs up and I'm like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding, but still.
This guy we had a security system put in this past weekend, and the dude the tech that came, he was a younger guy, but he was a pretty big dude, pretty big guy. I mean, he was like probably 6'2" or something, and pretty stocky dude, and he had to climb up to where my chine box is on the wall, and I have like a cathedral ceiling in my living room, so it's like, I don't know, 12 or 14 feet up there. I think it's 12. And he's like, oh great, he climbed up this little I got a 12-foot ladder out in my garage, and I was going to offer it, and he's like, oh, I got this one. And up he went, and he was standing on the top of it, kind of teetering around. Darcy was like, "Now you be careful up there." The dude looked like he was about to fall off.
Oh,
I'm like, nope. That'd be the part of the job where I failed.
damn. I gotta grab one thing and everything is falling out. I just remember I had the perfect deck for tonight because it's, I mean, not right now, but it being the new moon, the Leo new moon tonight, and this being incredible manifestation energy because because of what this period is right now in the scheme of things. Plus, we just had a super moon the beginning of the month. We're having another super moon at the end of the month, which is a blue moon. Just completely powerful energy. So I thought tonight we could do the Moonology deck, the manifestation Moonology that I've only used a few times.
Groovy.
Since we haven't done that in a while. Do you have your crystal of the week?
Yep.
While you get that started, I'm going to go grab my drink real quick
Alrighty.
because I don't want to miss it.
Hit like 10 things here in good old StreamYard. But yeah. Oh yeah, I got a friend that does the whole stilts, and when he does drywall, he can pick up a whole sheet of drywall and run around on these big ass stilts, and I'm like, I would so kill myself. First I would probably barf, and then I'd probably fall, and then I'd probably die, or at least probably feel like I wanted to die because it'd probably break my neck. No. You can't even walk right in heels. Exactly. Yeah, I want to be. I'm good. I'm good being on the ground. I like it here. So we got the Crystal of the Week video. Yeah, I'm like, I like trip over shit now and like fall down and like, you know, I guess I attribute it to getting older. You know, you start slowing down and you start like being more feeble and shit. But I mean, I'm still pretty active, you know, and like, but yet I can like trip over a sock on the ground, you know. I was filling out something at the doctor's office, and yeah, they give you these questionnaires, you know, and you got to fill all this crap out. Have you done this? Have you done that? You know, have you had seizures? Do you have headaches? This and that, you know, what do you have? And one of the questions was, do I fear falling down? I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to answer that? No, I look forward to falling down. Hell yeah, I'm afraid of falling down. What am I supposed to say? And they were like, well, you marked that you're afraid of falling. Do you have balance issues? I'm like, well, yeah, sometimes. You know, no, I'm not afraid of falling. I look forward to falling. What the fuck? How, you know, what kind of question is that? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, when I was younger, falling wasn't no big deal. Now, sometimes I feel like I need that medic alert bracelet. You know, falling and I can't get up. I see that in my future.
I had to chase my cat.
Chasing cats. Oh yeah, I remember you broke both ankles. I was like, holy hell, that's gotta suck. Like, James had a messed up foot. A friend of mine that owns a crystal store had a messed up foot. Y'all did it like almost exactly the same time. But Debbie beat you both. She's like, I'm just gonna go ahead and surpass everything and just break both my ankles. Oh, and 2 toes. Yeah, there you go. Why not? Should have made it 3 just for the hell of it, right? God, speaking of that, I have a broken toe that I broke a long time ago, and it's causing me issues now. Another thing, getting older, I guess. It was hurting like hell the other day, and my toes all like bent, like it's possessed. Anyways, here's the crystal of the week. This week's crystal of the week, Angel Aura Quartz Crystal. Angel Aura Quartz, also known as Auralite, is the name given to quartz that undergoes extreme heat, over 1600 degrees Fahrenheit. And then it's coated with a special blend of metals such as platinum, gold, or silver. These minerals create the iridescent glow that Angel Aura Quartz displays, as well as enhancing the sheer power of the stone. Some of the meaning and the energy. Angel Aura Quartz is an extremely high vibrational stone that's energies can be felt to the touch, no matter the sensitivity of the person. This magic mineral can provide enough energy to fill environments with endless rays of joy, happiness, and uplifting energy. Angel Aura Quartz is the perfect stone to help when one may feel emotionally unstable or distressed. The energies that radiate from this stone provide a protective shield around one's aura that helps provide inner peace, mental clarity, heightened intellect, and pure serenity. This stone is here to provide these energies on the worst of days to get your emotional body in check, while clearing up the mind of daily mental fog. Angel Aura Quartz will assist in the complete evaluation and transformation of one's current life, and push one to take action and do what they truly love. This powerful crystal will help keep one's goals and dreams in check, and help in providing a pathway to those dreams. Nothing in this world is out of your reach, and your Angel Aura Quartz should be a daily reminder of that. I would recommend meditating with Angel Aura Quartz to increase your daily energy in one's life. The quartz crystal amplifies the metals coating the stone and provide powerful life energy to help get you through those long days. This stone is also perfect for lifting one's mood and overall energy. The pure energy that radiates out of Angel Aura Quartz helps imbue one's body with such positive energy that it's near impossible to feel anything except joy and happiness. Some good pairings to go with Angel Aura Quartz. Try adding other heart and love-rich stones such as rhodonite, amazonite, rose quartz, pink halite, rhodocrystal, green opal. These stones will also help cleanse and heal one's heart by helping pull trauma, grief, anger, and pain out from the depths of the surface, by being able to face and confront what is constantly weighing on one's chest. Only then they can begin on the path of growth and development. Once your heart space is clear, you'll be able to let it pull you into the direction of what you truly love in this world. Angel Aura Quartz is a very strong mineral that may be too much energy for one to handle. If this is a common occurrence for you, maybe recommend either carrying grounding stones or taking a piece off or out of your pocket until you're prepared to try again. Some grounding stones that are recommended are black tourmaline, one of my favorite, obsidian, another one of my favorite, garnet, which is my birthstone, hematite, bronzite, or dravite, brown tourmaline. I like all the tourmalines, especially watermelon tourmaline. But anyways, that's a little bit about Angel Aura Quartz. This week's crystal of the week. Well, there you go. And I have
Okay, so that is weird.
Yeah.
Did you look at your messages?
What's weird?
Okay,
Yeah.
so when we did Jeff's reading Monday, and I always finish because I do a tarot and then the tarot, the Oracle tarot deck, that sometimes has another tarot, but they go hand in hand. And then the crystal angel deck just to top it off, for like the crystal to go along with, whatever. So this week it was Angelite. And so, I'm sitting there reading about it, studying it, taking all these pictures of it, thinking about wanting to order some, like looking at all these different spears and all that. And I was going to tell you, oh, Rob, have you heard of this? This is a good one. You should, maybe do this for a crystal of the week. But I didn't. And this was just on Monday.
And boom, today.
And boom, that is just crazy. When you said it, I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, I know I didn't bring that up. I just messaged Jeff during it. I'm like, dude, you won't guess what Crystal of the Week Rob is doing right now.
I ran and grabbed a piece of pizza. I have heartburn and I'm itching like crazy. Maybe pizza will take my mind off of it.
Yeah.
Or it'll make it worse, one or the other.
I still have a leftover taco.
Aha. Yeah, you can find it on Amazon or Etsy.
Yeah, that they have two different ones because like this Angelite is where it looks like sky blue. Some of them look like almost like Earths, like globes. They'll have like the brown specks in it.
Yeah.
But these are the pieces that I like, the actual Angelite. Oh, and then they have like slabs like this, like where it's just plates, but it reminds me of like the sky. Because I'm really digging that color right now, kind of like that Celestine, that kind of light bluish. It's not even like a light blue, it's like a light baby blue. This reminds me of like robin eggs.
Yeah.
And it's not too expensive. Like on Etsy, I seen a spear about this big for $14.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty easy one to find. Yeah, Special Power brought up something. Okay, I'm split on aura quartz. If crystals are alive, are we causing them pain when we heat them to a high temperature? Like, Angel aura quartz is heated to 1600 degrees and then it's coated with gold, platinum, or silver. Yeah, I mean, got a point. I don't know the answer to it. Does it help it or hurt it?
I just figure that they're made by such a strong heat that it can't hurt it. It might and it hasn't been charged with anything yet.
Yeah, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, 1600 degrees is probably like the crystal's probably like going, oh,
like
it's warmer than normal. Yeah, I mean, how hot at one point in its life did it get? I don't know. Yeah, it's a good question, though. Interesting question. Don't know how I feel about that.
Depending on the vibration each one individually held at the beginning, if you took it right at the beginning of like being the first energy to interact with it, of it coming out of the ground, and then you go and heat it up and do the process right away, you're going to change maybe the vibration of what the crystal originally would have vibrated at.
Yeah, yeah.
So if like you have one that you've had for a while, then you go have it treated, it might act different afterwards. But if it's depending on the mineral, like especially a crystal that's formed by heat and pressure and everything like that, I don't think that the process would actually really hurt it.
Yeah. Yeah, like Wolfie says, that's like cutting fruit off a plant. Do you think you hurt the plant when you pick the fruit? I don't know. I often wonder.
Rotten fruit feels good, I think.
I know some plants are very, like I grow a lot of datil peppers, and I know they're very picky if you just move them. Not like transplant them, just like physically move them from one side of the yard to the other, or just down the sidewalk a ways, or in the garden, move them. They're in pots. They get butt hurt when you move them. It's weird. You wouldn't think it would make any difference at all, but some plants don't like to. They like to grow where they're growing, and they don't like to be moved. Weird.
I have to thank and apologize just to try to clip like cilantro off my plant.
Yeah.
Like the little leaves, like to make my mint water. I feel so horrible, especially when I grow it myself. And it's like I use a lot of leaves, for it's like a whole arm at least at a time just for my drink.
Yeah.
But I'm plucking in each little, it's like, I'm sorry, thank you. Pluck, I'm sorry, thank you. My mom comes in, she's like, you're going to starve one day.
Yeah.
Like you can't even eat the plant.
Yeah.
But I feel horrible about it. I hate uprooting a plant, like when you grow pot and you have to like rip the whole thing out to dry it. It's like I've been nurturing this thing. It's like not like 4-H, but I've been nurturing this and raising it and growing it from a little seed. Like the process and loving this thing and talking to it and singing to it. And I'm just gonna rip it out of the fucking ground and string it up.
Yep.
Bleed out in the corner. There's always just like a little bit of feeling like horrible, like, well, can't I just clip the buds and just let it live? Like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like always pruning.
But I think about these things.
Yeah. I'm always pruning, like my tomatoes and all that. And like, kind of like weed plants in a way, you're like picking off, the runners and the leaves down below so the plant can concentrate not on making more leaves, but making fruit or tomatoes or whatever, I'm always, every time I'm like pruning or, cutting them off and I'm thinking, what does that hurt? I don't hear him say anything. The plants are screaming. I don't know.
I always think like when you like, if there's one that's still kind of green on the limb, but it's like rubbery and like dead on the end, and it falls off when you do it.
Yeah.
You just barely touch it. I always think it probably feels good because it's going to drop it naturally anyways. And if you're not ripping it right off, like, I picture it like, oh, it must like scratching its itch, like trimming the little plant, like ripping crumbling the little brown edges off the edges of the leaves.
Yeah.
But trees, there's a whole thing that, that trees actually scream and, because they have a heartbeat. And like, there's that silk tree that was out front and it was a traumatic thing to where it had to go away and it had to be cut down. And we hate cutting trees. Like it's a horrible traumatic experience anytime a tree has to get cut down out here, especially the silk tree, because the storm broke it in half and it wasn't going to live. It smelled the wood. Oh my God, the smell of the wood of that tree. Every time you walked by, it was like this ghost of the tree. It was so sad. And then finally, like a few weeks later, all of a sudden, these little teeny tiny silk trees started growing out of the ground, out of the root. And then the smell went away. But I read somewhere that when the tree smells almost to like warn the other trees. It's like a warning thing. And I'm thinking about warning the tree of what? Like, what's it going to do? Get up and unroot itself and run away?
Yeah. Hide your kids, hide your wives, stay chopping everybody down over here.
And that's why grass smells too, or something like that, like some warning thing. I don't know if that's real or not, but something I've read. But I think trees feel stuff for real.
Yeah. Like Turquoise says, like, it doesn't really doesn't really hurt when you cut your hair.
True.
And like plants, just like your hair, that like sometimes you cut it and it makes it grow more, faster, better, stronger.
Like when you're doing the down leaves, the every other leaf to, let it focus on the spots it needs.
Yeah.
Cutting the dead stuff off so it's not trying to waste nutrients, reviving that.
Yep. Yep. They're still doing something to the plant to get that THC out of it.
Oh no.
I don't know that I've heard of
You know what? I have That sounds. I don't remember it, but I think I've heard that term before.
Do tell.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
I forgot all about that.
they have been ripping out trees here. Like, I thought
The walking palm.
I was gonna say hundreds, but it's like thousands of trees have been just ripped out here. And like Sam's boyfriend Jared, he works for this clearing company, and that's what he does: rip down trees.
Get your ass down.
That's right, damn it. And
He knocked my pumpkin off that shelf last night. Ooh.
oh boy. But yeah, they've been clearing all this land. They're building a Bass Pro Shop and I don't know, a Home Depot or something, and just cleared a shit load of trees out of there. And I'm thinking, well, you know, at least you guys are, you know, having like the pulpwood guys come get them, or, you know, paper company or something, right? He's like, no. I'm like, what do you mean no? What are you doing with them? They're just piling them up and burning them.
No.
Yeah.
It's okay. No, you're a good boy. You're a good boy.
Apparently
Oh,
nobody wants them.
doing him bad.
Nobody wants them. And yeah, I've been out there and there's just mountains of pine trees. Just
Because that's causing climate change, Rob.
yep. Funny how they can burn a mountain of pine trees here in hot ass, dry, swampy, sort of not dry, but it is dry.
Oh, wait, they can
Florida.
burn the wood pile.
They can burn giant piles of sappy pine trees. But yet a brush fire starts a fire in Maui that takes out the whole town.
Or they don't want us using burning wood because of the threat to climate change, but they're burning the wood anyways in one big ass bonfire.
Yeah. Yeah, Debbie, it's been pretty damn hot. You know, it hasn't been like hotter than it's ever been. You know, I remember times like, you know, every couple of years, ever since I was a kid. I mean, I've lived here my whole life, and, you know, some summers we had a mild summer, and then other summers you're like, holy shit, I don't want to go out of the house. That's what it's been like this summer. For the last 3, almost 4 weeks, it's been run to the car, start it, let it run with the AC on and the windows down. Because inside my car, both of my cars, my van is black. So yeah, that's a great color to have in here in Florida. It's like 150 degrees inside my van. I should just go out there and put lunch in the seat, cook some potatoes and a steak or something. I think I did actually on my motorcycle. I think I made cookies one day at work on my motorcycle.
On
my muffler. I had them all wrapped up in tinfoil, and right when I got to work, I pulled them out and just laid a line of them right down my muffler, and came out a couple hours later. They were all cooled off and cooked.
No way. He's on my card table.
Oh, gnarly. Maybe that's why they lock everything up now.
Ew. Oh, yeah. Ew. Even when I take that cap off the top, I still look underneath it just to make sure like there hasn't been a swipe.
Yeah. It's like, oh, there's some curly hairs on this bar.
Or like a stubble
Stubble streak.
Yeah, like little grooves.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, the walking palm. I remember that now. I seen that a long ass time ago. I sent you an article. It's like a palm tree, and the like the roots are all like, whoop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's we have a couple trees here in St. Augustine that are like famous trees. Let me see if I can pull this one up. Here it is. Of course, there's going to be, I want to see it with pictures of Christmas lights on it.
Christmas lights.
Here's an interesting tree here in St. Augustine called the love tree. Stop the screen, present the screen. Start the screen, share the screen. Window, that window. Share.
That's the dictionary.
There's the love tree.
Aw,
The palm tree growing out of an oak tree. Or an oak tree growing around a palm
that's
tree.
incredible.
Either way you look at it, it's pretty wild.
It almost looks like an elephant on the bottom, like ooh.
Yeah. And there it is, all decorated up for Christmas.
Wow, that is incredible.
There's a couple of them like that here.
So that palm tree's older. Okay, so either the palm tree seed fell on the inside of the oak tree and grew out of it, or somehow that tree started growing around the palm tree. No, the palm had to have fallen into that oak tree.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I guess these don't want to load. Wonderful.
Oh, St. Augustine. So you've seen that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's the one that we were just looking at. And then there is this crazy tree. Well, there's supposed to be a bunch. Oh, you got to go.
In Maui, there's this tree in Lahaina. I can't remember what, but it's like this crazy ass tree that you go down. I can't remember the name of it.
Might not be there anymore.
Yeah, probably not. It's,
Well, anyway. Oh, share a kiss under St. Augustine's love trees. Love Tree Cottage has closed.
oh, it has a cottage. People get inspired by the tree, and
Mm-hmm. They used to
that's
have ghost tours, I think was at this building too. Not at the building, but they sold tickets to the tours at the building.
land's probably haunted right there in a little place like that on like old land. Probably absorb all that energy and hold it in that little box like that.
Yeah, and especially since the Talamato Cemetery is like 100 feet away, and then right across the street is the Huguenot Cemetery.
Oh, well,
And then right across the street from that is the Castigo de San Marcos. I don't know. Probably nobody ever got killed there. Maybe a few people did. And they probably just buried him in the yard right there. Everywhere. St. Augustine. People, I go on ghost tours, sometimes and help out with them. And people will be like, what building? Where's like a good haunted place in St. Augustine? I'm like, everywhere. Some are
so
better than others, but everywhere. What do you mean everywhere? Like where you're standing right now.
Oh, it says the Maui fires spared Lahaina's banyan tree.
Ah,
I've been here a few times. It's right by like the rock wall. I am so freaking glad.
That's cool. Wolfie says some dude was sitting outside the market in a Batman cape with a big ass straw hat and a propeller sticking out of it, blowing in the wind. Enough about that.
What?
Yeah, there's some of those here. And I say some of those as in plural. Yeah,
What was he blowing in the wind?
his propeller.
Oh, I thought it was a propeller like on the hat, like one of those spinny propellers. Oh, the propeller was spinning it, blowing in the wind.
Yeah.
That's funny. People don't care anymore.
Yeah, we got some strange ones here. We got the shopping cart guy.
Shopping cart guy.
Yeah, he's got it's not I say shopping cart, it's the baby carriage guy. Shopping cart guy is a different guy. Baby carriage guy is who I meant to say. He has a baby carriage that is has a shitload of stuff in it and on it. And he's always pushing it around. And, you know, he talks quite a bit. Whoever he's talking to, you never see him. But he's having a full-on conversation. And then he gets up to the main intersection, like at rush hour traffic, US 1 and King Street is a perfect example of where you can find baby carriage man with his full baby carriage full of stuff as he's stepping out into traffic and yelling at the cars. And he's just been that way for years. I don't know what his story is. I've never had the gall to talk to baby carriage man.
Debbie said, I want to put on a Halloween costume and go out to Walmart one night. It's time for some payback.
Yep. We used to have Willie the Pimp here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He
I remember
finally
all the
passed away.
pictures you and Sam had. No.
Yeah. Yeah. He passed away. But yeah. Last interaction with him was at Walmart. He's actually in the book of Walmart people of Walmart. He's actually in that book.
This is the banyan tree. I have macadamia coconut pancakes by that tree. There's a little
Nice.
outdoor restaurant eating place right by there that had the best macadamia nut pancakes ever. I bought coconut syrup when I was there. Try to make it at the house. It was not the same.
Yeah.
That's like my happiest place on earth, my dream land. That my happiest I've ever been has been in Hawaii.
Yeah, it's a nice place to be.
And I've always felt like my car. I've always felt like a really special connection to it. And like my ex-husband's family had a lot of ties to it, and another person. But my car, my 68 Charger that I sold to a guy, I couldn't get it completely, fixed up or anything, and I had to sell it. He at my dad's funeral said he ended up selling it to a guy in Hawaii, but it got completely restored, like stuff done to it that I never would have ever been able to do to it. So I was like so happy to hear that. I'm like, oh, my car, my dream car is now living my dream life like on the island in Hawaii right now. It was kind of like a cool thought.
Nice, yeah.
Now I'm wondering, like, I hope my car is okay too. But that's kind of a materialistic worry. People are losing their homes and lives. Oh, I love Hawaii. Such special. I have like dreams about it all the time, like all the time. Dreams going there, flying over the ocean,
Yeah.
and when you know you're like almost there, you see like the reef and everything. Like there we are.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with Maui after this brush fire incident. Nothing to look. Move along. Nothing to see.
I have some friends that have houses out there too.
Yeah, I got a few friends that live on Maui. They've been out there. God, they've been out there like 20, 30 years now. Crazy how time flies. Got a few friends that moved out to Hawaii, you know, and then they came back, but there's several that they moved and never came back.
It just makes me sad that because it's so sacred and the fact that government is doing what they're, this, if this is what's happening, that is what would be happening, that they're able to take it right out from under them like that and desecrate their land. I mean, when you're out there, you're not supposed to take any sort of coral like out of the ocean. If like a local sees you take coral out of the ocean, you're as good as like the worse than a thief, because taking lava rock, you're supposed to have like really bad luck. There's so much superstition and so much history to all that land. And it means so much to the people, like to the government or anybody else. It's like a convenient spot for whatever the heck creepy crap they want to do.
Yeah.
But to these people and generations of their people, this is their freaking life.
Yep. There's a reason they didn't take the money and run, The land and what it means to them is more important.
Exactly.
Yeah. See how all that's going to play out.
And is that true about the tunnels underneath? I haven't been able to look that up yet. Something about there's like underground tunnels.
In Maui?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one.
I haven't had a chance to like look into that yet. And something about, I don't even know if there's something about even fires started in the tunnel or something about fires in the tunnels one step further. It's nothing that's been confirmed or validated, just complete hearsay. Yes, everybody use tonight's new moon for stronger manifestations and make your intent very, very, very clear. This is setting you up for a good portion of like the next part of your chapter. Like this is the beginning of like a next part of a chapter. And so what you decide and do right now, what you let go of and what you keep, is going to make a big difference in the long run.
Well, apparently there is a tunnel in Maui. Goes through like a mountain. It's 5 miles long. It's the only tunnel on the entire island. It's one of a few places you can honk your horn without people giving you the stink eye.
Well.
It's the
Were there fires in the tunnel?
Were there flyers in the tunnel?
Fires, yeah. I wonder if the fires.
I don't know.
I think somebody said that the fires actually started underground in the tunnel, and I don't want to start a rumor, but I kind of feel like that's what I remembered skimming and saving for later, was something about perhaps the fire starting in an underground tunnel under Maui and like coming up, and some people maybe even got in the way of it down there.
Huh. I still don't understand how somebody published a book
In 2 days.
Yeah. It's almost like they knew about it ahead of time. Just saying. Well, hot diggity dog shit. It's 2:01.
There's a lot of TikTok videos about the underground fires, tunnels, and Maui fires. TikTok search.
Huh.
Oh yeah, lava tubes. Oh, it is.
So that's the first thing I thought when I heard about it, and I saw it. I was like, oh shit, a volcano must have erupted or, came up out of the ground or something, I mean, who knows? No, it wasn't a volcano. It wasn't lava that started it. It was a
That's
small brush fire. A small brush fire that got out of control.
That's why I thought the tornadoes, like the tornado hurricane fires, I thought like a volcano erupted maybe, and because of the wind, some sort of concoction happened and it created a lava fire or lava tornado, fire tornado. It's like, wait, what? Oh, lightning struck a brush and what now? No.
I'm a fire starter.
Fire.
Fire, fire.
You see that one where Beavis sees fire in the dumpster? Fire.
Fire, fire. Oh well. Motherfucker back there is not real. Still. So make sure water comes out of your fire hydrants, and if you're in a seaside town. And I don't know what else to say other than I'm itching like crazy. I think I'm gonna go drive to the store and get some Benadryl.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yep. See you next time. Probably see you for a bit on Paranormal Soup. Maybe. I'm playing this weekend. I don't know what days I'm playing yet. But anyways, I'll probably be around. All right. Catch y'all later. Thanks for hanging out with us as always. And we'll see you next time.